Hello and welcome to the program. Our guest today is a role model and a community leader here in the United Kingdom. I am very excited because I've been trying to pin him down. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Babatunde Loye to the program. You're welcome.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure being here with you today because I know that you're going to say so much that is going to inspire and motivate someone out there. Thank you for coming to the program.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
But before we start, can we have an insight to your background? Because everyone knows that you work with MetLife and they see you always with your nice suit and nice tie. But there is more to you than that. So, what is the story behind, Mr. Babatunde Loye?
Well, I started some 42 years ago. I was in Nigeria. I was born in Nigeria, in Ibadan, to be specific. And I grew up in Ibadan. I went to primary school in Ibadan, and I went to secondary school, international school, Ibadan. And from there, I went to Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Okay. That's where I did my university, my first degree.
Okay. Which is currently known as OAU.
OAU, exactly. And I did accounting there. Okay. From there, I went to Lagos after my NYSC, and I worked with banks in Lagos. The last one I worked with was Metropolitan Bank. That was in VI, Idowu Taylor. From there, I came over to London, to England. I first went to my master's, my MBA at University of Kent, Canterbury. It was a bit rough when I came in. It wasn't easy at all because if I remember, that was 2001. I struggled with the school fees because I had to pay myself, and it was tough. But thank God, I finished my MBA, and when I finished my MBA, I was so lucky I got the job with Barclays Bank.
Wow.
And while I was doing my master's, I said it was a bit rough. So every week I was actually saving about £100 to pay my school fees. So it wasn't easy. But one thing I know about life is when you focus, when you know what you want to do, and you focus and you have a plan, you would definitely get to wherever you want to go to in life.
Very true. Well, did you have family here when you initially came?
Yes, I've got siblings. I've got two brothers and I've got a sister, and they were really supportive, especially my older brother, really. But in England, you still need to be on your own. From there, I was so lucky. I got a job with Barclays Bank when I finished my master's. I remember I was too happy because how
did you go about that? Because at that time, I know a lot of blacks were struggling to come. You get trapped once you come into the country. You get trapped with whatever you're doing. If it's security or care, you find it difficult to get out of that industry. Tell us, how did you do it?
To be honest with you, my experience when I was in Lagos actually, gave me that inspiration to say that, I wouldn't want to do anything less. I would still want to continue with my, working with the financial institution because I love the job. And people were saying it that I wasn't going to get a job in the banks. People around you they said it wasn't that easy. But you see, I am someone that I believe in God, and I pray very well. And I don't. One thing about me is that I don't look back. Once I say I want to achieve something, I would achieve it. I sent about 1,000 applications out.
Wow.
It was more like another job.
Wow.
Do you understand? It was more like when I was looking for a job.
That's what we call determination.
This was more than determination. I was determined, yes. It was more than that. It was more like something was inside me, more like a fire that was actually burning there. So I don't know what word you want to use it. It was more than determination. I was really focused. I told myself I was going to do it. I was going to get into that industry. And they called me. I think I had about 5 banks that actually called me for an interview. And I went there. And Halifax turned me down. Abbey National turned me down. HSBC turned me down. When I got to Barclays, it was more like when I did the last interview and I told the gentleman, I know I've gotten the job. It was like, how? I said, I know, because there's no way you're going to turn me down. And he looked at me and said, you're so confident. I said, yes, this is my job. And he went away and he came back and said, you've got the job.
Wow.
And I don't know how it just came out of my mouth. And I just, because at that time, I guess I was very desperate. And I actually got it. But along the line, when I was with Barclays, I was with them for about 6 months. And I realized that it wasn't what I wanted to do, because I enjoy helping people, and that's more like my passion. I enjoy helping people. Because when I was in the bank in Nigeria, I was in the credit and marketing department, and what the thing that I was actually doing then was more like helping people to get loans.
Okay.
So yeah, exactly, small scale businesses, and so it was something that, after doing it and after getting a loan, you were happy. I was always seeing that smile in people's faces, and I was like, okay, this time around, I should look for something that would do that. People will be smiling. I met a gentleman at a party, and he told me about where he was working, and he said, American Life. I asked him what they were doing, and he told me it was more like helping people to take up insurance. And I said, how? He said, just advice on the product, life, accident, income. I was like, oh. So tell me more about it. So because I was a bit curious about it. He said, married people, they got children, that you tend to protect the future of the kids. That's very interesting. I love the sound, what he was actually saying. And what I now did, I told him, okay. I asked him about the pay. He told me that the pay was fantastic. And I said, what do you mean by fantastic? Tell me about it. He said I should come over to his house. The following day I went there. He showed me this pay slip. I was like, wow. And he showed me all the people that he has actually helped. He had helped then. I was impressed. So what I did, I went for an interview. He organized the interview, and I went there. And they took me on board.
It's interesting because as Africans, as Nigerians, we are not into insurance. We are people that believe that God will provide, God will protect. Why are you thinking about things like this? It's like you are premeditating your own doom, isn't it?
Yeah,
Do you get that a lot in this industry?
Well, to be honest with you,
Yeah.
we get it every day. We get it every day. It's something that we deal with every day. But you see, the job, it's more like you educate people about about insurance, which is, it's something that I enjoy doing. People tend to say, oh, God is my insurance, God is my this, but at the end of the day, we can't do without protection. You can't do without insurance, because you see, you want to put something in place because of your children, you want to put something in place because of yourself. You have a property, you need to protect it. You have children, you need to protect their children.
Before we continue, we will go on a quick break. We'll take a quick break. Please do not touch that dial. Yes, still on the topic of insurance and protecting yourself. On my program today, I still have one of London's. He is a mentor and he is a role model to follow. I still have with me on the program Mr. Babatunde Loye. Yes, you were telling us about the perception of Africans and Nigerians, especially when it comes to taking up insurance, and how how we try to believe that if you take up insurance, it's like you're premeditating your own doom.
You see, most people that I've actually dealt with, they said insurance. I do not believe in insurance. So majority of people they want to say would be, I don't believe in insurance. And you see, the help from us as insurance specialist, I call it, consultant, doctors, or advisors, because we can call it more like the experienced people in the industry. We tend to educate people on insurance, because you see, without this, whether life cover, whether accident cover, whether mortgage cover, whether different types, without those types of insurance that you could get, you find out that without it, it's as if you're walking naked. You know why? Let's just give an example. You go for kids, and God forbid, something happened. The father or the mother just give up the ghost. And the kids, maybe they could be in their young age. How would they cope? What would they do? They've got the school fees there. And the father could be the breadwinner, like you know. What would they do? We tend to make sure that we protect individual. It could be
the unexpected.
Exactly, for the unexpected. Anything can happen at any time. At any time. We can't predict it. It's like whatever that happens to us is like a thief in the night. You don't know what can happen tomorrow.
That's true.
So why do you want to put the life of those kids that you love in danger? You need to protect their future. And that's what we keep saying. We need to do that. And everybody should have insurance. Everybody.
And that also follows for the mortgage.
You can have a problem.
I think a lot of people tend to take the mortgage insurance in this part of the world because it ties with the sort of deals and agreements with the banks, doesn't it?
Yes, because you see, the reason why people actually take mortgage protection is because the bank, before they will give you a loan, they would have advised you on that.
Yes.
Because they don't want to give you a loan at the end of the day, you won't be able to pay it. Who is going to pay it? So they would need a protection that in case you die tomorrow, this is what this is what's going to pay off the mortgage. But why would you protect your property and you not protect your children?
Your children,
so
or your own life,
or your own, you won't protect yourself. Critical illness,
yourself, in case you're out of work.
Exactly, income protection. So these are the things that you need to put in place. And if you look at it in the Western world, they do that anyway. If you look at the British, look at the Americans, they don't joke with it. If you go to the state, you have medical insurance, it's standard. But we're coming from the third world country, we need to actually do the same. And I've actually told myself, because you see, there's a product with the company I work with right now. It's a product that they actually protect Africans back in their country, which is fantastic. And it's something that I don't joke about. I tend to tell people, take this thing, because once you go back to your country, you're still protected, which is fantastic.
Have you seen enough progress, especially within the black community?
Oh yes. I remember when I started, it was a bit struggle to actually educate, Africans about insurance. But right now, it's very easy to educate them. They tend to, they know that they need it. I don't know whether it's because of the economy, because of the way, it's a bit, people, if you look at the economy right now, it's a bit tough. Yeah. Maybe they're scared. Because right now, people tend to believe in insurance. And, well, we have a lot of people that like a lot of consultants, each company, as an insurance company, they've got loads of people that are actually going out to advise clients. Before, it wasn't like that. It was just few companies that are doing that. But right now, a lot of companies are doing that. They have consultants that will go and advise the client. Maybe people tend to understand more now.
What is your take on the youths, and how would you want them to continue this line of job that you are doing?
Well, what I've done myself, because when I joined the company, I actually gave myself a goal.
The first thing is for them, they must understand the job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I gave myself a goal, a target that, look, I would want to take everybody that are educated, that I know, off the street and try to train them.
Okay, so first, you must be educated.
You must be educated. You must have your first degree. Okay. Yeah, and if you haven't got that, you must really have the sales experience, as in you've been in the industry for years. Let's say somebody's been working in the bank for 10, 15 years, but he doesn't have the first degree, but he's got the experience. Okay, why not? We could take that person on board. But what I tend to do is to get them on board, train them, and the sky is the limit. So they can, do whatever I want to do when they have the training. So I tend to recruit a lot of Africans. Yeah. I tend to do that. And I tend to use that to help people when they're coming out of the school. Because you see, people look at, when they see Canary Wharf, they look at the banks, they look at the insurance, how do I get in? But I try to make it easy for them. You can do it. You focus on whatever you want to do in life. You get there. And,
I think a lot of people feel intimidated when you mention the word Canary Wharf. I know when we're coming up here to your office, and we saw the big buildings and everyone in the nice suits and tie, and it's quite intimidating, especially for for the minority community. How do you do it? People are out there saying, how did he do it? Someone is watching the program and saying, I want to be just like Mr. Babatunde Loye. What is your word to that? Audience out there?
What I will say, I'll go back to what I said before you asked this question. I said focus. You know why I said that? I believe the acronyms of focus. F is you have faith in what you want to do. You must have faith in what you want to do. And the O, you must put everything in order. And the C is you've got a choice, whether I want to work in Canary Wharf or I want to stay where I am. And if you decided that you want to be in Canary Wharf, why don't you just go for it? Just stay there. And you have to be unique in what you do. That's the uniqueness has to be. You're going for the interview, you must make sure that you dress nice. And the S must be able to give good service. If you're going for an interview or you want to go in an environment, when they know that you're prepared to give good service to the client, they will take you on board. So, you see, it's about you, the way you present yourself. And coming to Canary Wharf, the people that are working there, they're human beings. Somebody out there, you've got more than what the people in Canary Wharf got. So why don't you go in there? And it's a good place to work because you are in the city. We tend to embrace everybody. Come in. Come and show yourself that, yes, this is me. And if you're good, why not? We take you on board.
Well, we're speaking to the expert here, so which is
you? What I would say to people that are coming up is, please, don't give up. Don't give up. Don't look at anything and you look at yourself that you can do it. You can do everything that you want to do. And another thing I'm going to be saying is that set a goal, because there's no way, whatever you want to achieve in life, you must have a goal. So it could be weekly, it could be monthly, it could be yearly, it could be just set in fact, make it 5-year goal. So you see, not just you setting a goal. You're not too young, or you're not too, because some people say I'm too young. What do I? You need to buy. You want to buy a house. You want to get married. You want to do this. You want to work anywhere. Write it down and look at how do I achieve this goal. And when you write it down, make sure that it's something that you can achieve. Don't just write something that you don't think you can actually achieve. And don't just sit down there, because when you believe it, you act it. So I keep telling people, don't think you're young. Get out there and do it yourself. And don't wait for anybody. So if you can think it, you can what?
And definitely do it.
You can do it.
Definitely. Well, in your busy schedule, do you find time for your family?
Yes, you have to balance it. That's one thing. It's a bit tough, but you have to balance it, because I manage people. and a lot of people, not just one or two. And at the same time, I want to go home and see my family. But you have to balance it, because you can't just leave one. It's just the way you work it out. And if you do it very well, that's why I say you must plan. Once you plan very well, why not? Whatever you want to take your insurance, please take it. It's very, very important. You've got great products. They've got life, accident, income, and they can protect your mortgage. And at the same time, if you're looking for a job, don't stay there or sit down. Come over. If you're good, I will take you on board.
Fantastic.
Yes, I will take you on board.
Fantastic.
My number is 07985 422 506. Call that number and I will pass you on to the human resources. I'm confident, if you're confident, you will get a job. Yes. Wow. If you're Nigerian and once you take up the policy here, let's say life insurance, once you move back to your country, Nigeria, you're still protected there. And it doesn't affect the premium. They still pay the same thing. That's why I'm telling everybody, please take up insurance. I love my country. It's a place that I would, if I've got the opportunity, is a place that I want to change today. And I know the risk involved, and know the way people die, the health sector, I know what's going on there. And that's the more reason why I say I'm still working on one or two things, how I can actually help my fellow Nigerians in Nigeria.
Can you also tell us the sort of community work that you do in London, in the United Kingdom?
Yeah, I told you the passion, I've got that passion to help people, especially Nigerian community. I don't joke with not only Nigerian community, African as a whole. And I am part of CANUC, Central Association of Nigerians in the UK. I'm the Assistant Social Secretary with the leadership of Chief Bimbo Folayan. The association, we actually focus on how we can actually help Nigerians in the UK, because you see the link between Nigerians here and in Nigeria, as in if you need anything whatsoever, we come to the association first, and we can actually, any challenges, any problem, the association is what the Nigerians in the UK would first of all contact, and we tend to help, we tend to support. CANUC, Central Association of Nigerians in the UK. At the moment, the association is doing very well, and they're really helping a lot. I
would like to use this opportunity to say a very big well done to CANUC, for taking time out, especially during the incidents that happened in Woolwich, where two Nigerians attacked and murdered Lee, the drummer, and Nigerians actually took the time to come together and say, Nigerians are not terrorists. So I want to say a very big thank you to CANUC for putting that initiative together. And I know that you're part of it. We want to say well done for looking out for us, because it's very important that we have a voice, that looks out for us. So thank you very much. Thank you. I know that you will always give us the best, because that is who you are. And that's why you are a leader. You are one person we definitely look up to in the United Kingdom. Thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us on the Vintage Show.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.
And that wraps it up for today's program. I hope you have enjoyed yourself. I hope you've been inspired. I hope you've been motivated. We've been speaking to Mr. Babatunde Loye. He's spoken to us about his background, and he's spoken to us about life insurance, MetLife, what he does, and how he supports the community and employs graduates within the financial sector. And we want to say a very big thank you to all of you who've been watching. Like Mr. Babatunde Loye did say, if you are looking for a job, do not hesitate to contact him. If you can think it, you can do it. For those who dare to dream, dare to achieve. Until next time, thank you and God bless.